Can you hear me? Can you hear me too? Whew, okay, so if I showed you what I had to do, my I had to pull out the old laptop. It wasn't working, Vanetta. Hey Riri! It wasn't working. Yep, couldn't figure it out. So if you guys can just give me a couple of seconds to what do you call it? Adjust, I guess is the best way. Oh, V, my bad, dog. My bad. Netta. All right, let me just get myself together and then we're going to go ahead and get started. Wait a little bit. I had to pull out my webcam from my old laptop and now I had to tape it to my, it's taped to my whatchamadiggy. Matter of fact, I'm going to send a picture to you, Vanetta, so you can see this mess. I mean, V, damn. All right, hold on. Don't talk trash. I'm going to send it to Cherie too so she can see it. You got to pivot. That's what it is. I pivoted. Riri, you don't see Riri right there? Cherie, there's V. All right. I think we're good. Oh, it's just the two of y'all right now. It's just the two of you. Hold on, let me send a message in that group chat. Yep, I made it work. Okay. I'm sending a message to folks saying we are live. All right. Okay, so anyways, we're just going to pretty much just make this a relaxing situation. Now that I've calmed down, you should have seen me. I was sweating, running up and down these steps with my bad knee. So trying to make this work. Hey Lee. Girl, I don't see you. I don't have on no glasses. Hey Tish. Listen, I'm gonna send you the picture too, so you can see what I had to do to make this thing work because I had to pull out my old laptop and my webcam. I had to dig for it. All right, we're gonna go ahead and get started. So everybody, thank you for joining my live. Thank you for my friends and family showing your support. I greatly appreciate it. It's my first time going live. And so, well, the disrespect happened. You didn't answer my call when I called you earlier. So anyways, all right, let's get started. So basically, I have 3 cake orders coming up. And I need to make an assortment of filler flowers as well as large flowers. Give me 1 second and I will show you some of the flowers that have already been made. And typically, I like to stockpile these in advance. So I usually make a whole bunch. So here are a few. So these are like just some filler flowers. And then these are hydrangeas, the little pieces that I'll put together to make 4 petals and attach to the flowers on the cake. In addition, I have pre-made some small filler roses. So these are just smaller roses that were made from sugar. Thankfully, all 3 cake orders that are coming up are mostly white in color. And then I also have a whole bunch of white leaves that have already been made. All right, so while I have you guys here with me, we are going to make some freesia. So when working with sugar flowers, yes, I wash my hands with soap. And I don't use gloves because it is very difficult to manipulate petals when you have on gloves. Hey, Leslie. Hi. All right. So this is gum paste, and gum paste is a sugar medium. It dries up really hard, hard as porcelain. Once it, it dries out. But as you can see right here, when I manipulate it, it's like a paste. And so what I have to do is to create stretch. I have to keep pulling at it. And eventually, once I continue kneading it and add a little bit of Crisco to it. She said, what? Turn your phone upside down, y'all. Oh, yeah, y'all do that. Thank you, Lee. See? Yep. So here we go. As you can see now, you saw how it's starting to develop some stretch. I just have to keep manipulating it, keep manipulating it. All right. Now, this is a freesia cutter. And a freesia flower looks like, one second, I'm gonna pull it up. This is what a freesia plant looks like. Okay, she said it looks like Play-Doh. All right, so basically, we're gonna start off with making a cone. We're gonna make a Mexican hat. That's what they call it. Don't judge me. It is what it is. All right. So I'm going to roll it in. Yep. Ebony is on here. She's one of my brides. All right. 1 second. And I'm basically mashing it inside of the hole. And sorry, I have to get my small rolling pin. All right. Hush, woman. It's not racist. That's what they call it. All right. So I'm going to roll it out. And yes, I have to make each and every single petal. So when you work with a cake artist and you ask for flowers, you have to understand that each petal is made by hand. All right. So when I pull this out, I can see I'm shaking because I'm nervous. I don't know why. You can see now I have a little bump, right? All right. So the next thing I'm going to do, this is cornstarch. I'm going to take my cutter, place it in the middle, smooth it out, and then I'm going to place it on my pad. And what I want to do is fray out the tips. I don't know if you guys can see that. It's frayed out right here. So I'm just going to keep fraying them. Okay. Now I'm going to put this to the side and I'm going to make another quote unquote Mexican hat. And I'm going to make it smaller. Roll it out. She said, hey, Lissa. All right. So I'm putting it in again. Fraying it out. And I want this one to be a little thinner. All right. I do know all of y'all. It's still nerve-wracking. So hush. All right. I'm going to cut out another one. Open it up. And you really do want to keep your gum paste, your sugar paste, moist. So we close it up. All right. Come on out. Go through. And I'm going to make some more holes. All right. Now, this is going to seem weird, but for this one, I'm actually going to, where are my scissors? I'll just use these. Clip the base off like so. And then, where are my little stamens? These are stamens. These are the little petals. Aw, hey, Shawty Mac. In case you guys don't know, Stephanie Willoughby was my partner on Cake Wars, and she kept me together even when I wanted to quit and run home. So that's my buddy right there. All right. Hey, big brother. All right. So now I'm cutting off stamens. You see these? Oh, they flew everywhere. Y'all, if y'all could see me, I am sweating like a you know what in church. So you see the stamens right here? I'm going to take floral wire, just like so. And where is my floral tape? My tape. Give me one quick second. It was just here. Oh, right here. Menopause brain, you guys, menopause brain. All right. So I have to pull it out. Hey, Ika! All right. So I'm going to cluster them up together. Why am I yelling is the real question. And as you can see, I'm twisting, right? And if you pull on floral wire, floral tape, it gets sticky. She said lots of heathens in church, so don't worry. All right, 1 second. So there's a little piece that I overput because y'all making me nervous. All right, now what we're going to do is we are going to stick that one piece in, come around it, and if you see right here, I'm pinching it, and I want it to come up just like so, right? You guys see that? All right. Let me get a little container of water because that will help it stick even more. And then I'm going to take this piece and I am going to dab it in the water, the end piece on the water. Put a little bit of water here. Stuff it in. And basically all I want to do now is tighten it up. So I'm going to come down, stuff this in, and then take off the excess. Oh, she said it's great for some of us hearing. Yep. All right, here we go. So I'm going to take them on the side. Where's my tiny one? And I am just flaring out the petals. And here is your first one. Okay, so this would be like a wide opened freesia. Right? All right, so that's the first one. So that's one type of filler flower that I do. Another type that I do, which is the easiest and less stressful, is to make a whole bunch of filler, basically like buds. A lot of people use water for this. Y'all see my hand shaking? All right. I use a flame. Okay. So then I have pre-cut floral wire, and I literally just take them, take the long nose plier. And yes, Lee is right. I have to make each and every, you said what size tool balls are you using? Huh. You know, back in the days, Tisha, when we first started making flowers, I have like, ooh, all the different sizes. I got it from World Sugar Art. I think his name is Michael. So, and this is a Colette Peters ball tool. And then these came from that World of Sugar Art channel. Okay, so let's make some small buds. We're going to do buds first. We're going to come back to the hydrangeas. Let's do some buds. So I take them all, bend them. All right, so I want to have like a little hook right there. You guys see the little hooks? All right, now I'm going to take some gum paste. It's like a DHS reunion on here. All right, now again. And then she said, all right, now I'm going to take my ball, make it a little bit smaller, and I'm going to roll it, and I'm going to make like a little cone. You guys see that? It's like a little cone. Then I'm going to light this on fire for a few seconds, stick it in. And what's basically is going to happen is that the sugar is going to melt onto the wire and it will not come off. All right. So here's a little bud. And what I do is I take my knife tool and I put in 3 to 4 lines. All right. So these are your buds. And they're just going to be used as filler flowers. They take up a lot of, they basically, when you have your big flowers, if you have a whole bunch of buds and the hydrangeas in the wide filler flowers that we'll make here, hey, little bit, you would just fill it up. Now with this, if I wanted to go ahead and dust and add color down here, I could, just to bring it to life. But I normally do that after everything has dried. All right, now let's make some of the open-faced fillers. I don't need you anymore, and I don't need you anymore. Again, opening this up, making it more elastic. You see how it's starting to come a little bit better? All right, that's what we want. So I'm going to take a piece, put this away, roll it in my hand, make the cone shape. All right, come back to my mat, place it inside, squash it. And if it's sticky, I take the cornstarch. Yes, I would use it for roses as well. Yep, okay. So I'm going to roll this out thin. All right. Take it out. Use my cutting tool or flower cutter. Make sure it's all off. Then I'm going to flip my board over, push those out, and then using my smaller ball tool, I'm going to thin out the edges. just the tips, not the whole thing, because I want it to have some kind of strength. I hope this camera doesn't fall down. Some kind of strength, thickness. As you can see, it's thin here. You probably can't tell. It's thin on the tips, but a little bit thicker on the edges. Again, light this on fire. Oh, 1 second. Forgot to vein it, see? Pull out my favorite Nicholas Lodge flower tools, and you can always tell it's a Nicholas Lodge flower tool because his favorite color was green, and so he made all of his tools in green. Unfortunately, he is no longer with us. All right. You guys can see the texture on it. I don't know. This camera is a little wickety whack. There, do you see the texture on it? Sorry if you can't. All right, I'm gonna get another. Set it on fire. Thread it. Get it to where it's in the middle, and then I'm gonna go from the bottom and squeeze in to cover it. And as you can see now, here is one of the fillers right here. Okay, so basically make a whole bunch of these, and then I also make the larger flowers. I can show you really quickly, 1 second. All right, so if you see here, here are some flowers that I've made in the past. All right, so this is a dahlia. So each and every single one of these petals were made using this gum paste or sugar paste, as well as the berries, my favorite ranunculus, the peony beads. Oh, thank you guys, and some leaves. So these, each one of these, for example, this one right here, please don't let me drop it. Ooh, Lord, don't drop. There are probably about 40 individual petals in here. Okay. The one thing it's missing is a calyx, and the calyx is the green leafy part that all of your plants and flowers bloom from. So I'll have to add it to there. And then the center of this is actually styrofoam. So when you have sugar flowers, when I make them for my clients, they can keep them forever. They can keep them forever as long as they keep them in a cool location out away from direct sunlight. Yep, Ebony, you'll be able to keep yours as well. So you can see here, it's hard, right? It went from this paste to this hardness. And unfortunately, what happens is if you drop it, that's it. It's a catastrophe, right? And then for this one, this probably, you take into consideration, each one of these is a individual cutter. So I had to make each one of these petals to wrap it around, as well as the bud, the leaves. Now, the good thing when you're using wire, you can see I can move it around. Oh, it's all in your face. Oh, no, Ebony, they don't eat them. You see, you remember how I said the calyx? That's the calyx. All right. No, they don't eat them. They just keep them forever. She said, I bet not. Yep. I think this alone, this one alone, I think it took me about 5 hours. But if I was making a whole bunch, I would have them in an assembly line. So I would do one row on the first one, then go to the next one and the next one, then come back, because you also want to allow time for each petal to dry, because if not, they're just going to droop over. All right. And then same thing with the berries. Now, this also has a very tiny styrofoam center, And the reason why we use styrofoam in the center, one, we don't have to worry about it drying, because if we used gum paste as a center, we would have to let that ball harden over like a period of, I don't know, what would you say, Tisha or Stephanie, like 4 days to make sure it's rock hard before we could start. When we use a styrofoam center, we're able to go immediately into building the flower. So I think that's about it, guys. I thank you for that. Listen, Leanne, say it louder with your whole chest. And I always tell my clients that I don't recommend putting real flowers on cakes because you have to worry about the fluid from the stems. And you also have to worry about any pesticides. Even if a florist tells you that they work with organic ways of growing their plants, they're still allowed a certain level of pesticides in their cake. So, I mean, on their flowers. So I always tell my clients that I do not work with real flowers, that if you want flowers, unfortunately, you either have to get sugar paste flowers or you're going to have to get like the silk flowers. Yep. And no matter how much you try to wrap them up, water is always going to seep out some form or fashion. So I don't know if you guys have any questions. Thank you, Tish, and for that. And so hopefully the next one I'll be better. I really want to show y'all the picture. I'm actually, everybody in here I can send the picture to of my Jim Screechy setup because, yeah, last minute, quick change. And just so you guys know, also Tisha is an amazing cake artist. I looked up to her so much when I first started, and she makes the most amazing sugar cookies. Oh yeah, Les, you can come out over. You're right around the corner. So, anyways, I know I've kept you guys long. Next week, Ebony's on this call. I will be doing her wedding cake, and I can give you a quick glimpse of to what. Eb, can I show your Can I show them your cake design? Are you going to be okay with that? I don't know if she's still on here. So Ebony's wedding cake, because she hasn't said anything, is going to be this. Wait, if I can get it in. All right. So Ebony has her cake is actually going to be elevated on a stand to look like nothing's underneath it. She's going to have pearls and crystals. And then she is going to have a clear tier as well. Hey, Dexter! He wants some of my homemade chocolate chip cookies and lasagna. If Leslie's on the phone, if Leslie's still here, she can tell Dexter the story of the chocolate chip cookies with her sister and her brother-in-law. So Ebony's going to have a clear acrylic tier, and I'm going to put LED lights in there. She's also going to have some LED lights under here to make the crystals and everything pop. So that's for next Saturday. And then in addition, I have another wedding cake that someone else is going to deliver for me, since not those cookies, V, the other cookies. you've never had the other cookies. And then here's another one for Saturday as well. It's a 3-tiered cake. It's going to have rice paper sails, some flowers, and then they also have incorporated like a satiny looking ribbon type embossment on 2 of the tiers. So that's it. No, V, no. These are the other ones. These are the other ones. These are the ones that children can eat. All right, guys. Well, thank you. I appreciate everybody who joined. Yeah, real cookies, girl. And now I can go wipe off all the sweat because I am sweating in places that I shouldn't be sweating. So, all right, love you guys. Bye. How do I end it? Oh, end stream. You too, D. You too, Dexter.